Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch, and welcome today to a video on the latest release by Armitron, manufacturers of the excellent Griffey, and, well, pretty much nothing else I would want to put on my wrist or recommend that you put on your wrist. But I have been very much looking forward to this one. This is their Tetra LED watch, a close cousin of the Griffey, and at the moment at least, not available for purchase here in Australia. I tried to buy one when I first spotted it, but I just couldn't. Enter Jonathan from Florida. Thank you so much, Jonathan from Florida. He sent me an email a couple of weeks ago saying he had just bought one of these. Could he send it to me for review? I offered to pay him back for the watch and the postage. He declined. Thank you, Jonathan. What a nice man you are. So it is only fair then that I regift the gift. If you would like to be the next owner of the Armitron Tetra, leave me a comment, any comment you like. I will pick one in 1 week's time. I will pin it. I will tell you to email me and we can sort it out. So I may have been excited to get my hands on a Tetra, but should you be? Let's flip the camera and find out. Indeed, let's. Now, I'm not expecting this to be an especially long video today. I think the dial and hand section will be particularly brief. While I'm getting to the box though, let me talk about my favourite topic, money. These are currently only available to buy direct from Armitron on their website. They are not available on Amazon. They are not available on eBay. 3 different versions are available, all the same price, all $70, including free USA shipping. There's a silver with red LEDs, there's a black with red LEDs, and there's a gold with red LEDs, but the gold is sold out at the moment, so effectively you've got a choice of 2 out of the 3. Do you know what? The packaging is not too bad considering these are $70 direct. I did not realize that they were a family-run business in the heart of New York City. Perhaps I will go and visit them when I'm there again in October. Yeah, nice packaging. Certainly better than you'd get on a Casio at the price. Jonathan, thank you, Jonathan. He sent me the silver one. I believe he bought 2. I believe he ended up buying a second one for himself. What a guy. And there is this cute little instruction manual in with the package here. Although, to be honest, I don't think many people will have the need to go beyond the graphic on the front cover. 2 buttons. A is mode, B is reset. That's pretty much all you need to know. Well, we may only have one sticker to peel today, but it is the best sticker. It is the dial protection sticker, so I hope you enjoyed that half as much as I did. And as I'm sure most of you suspected, it's a Griffey in a robot costume. They are basically the same watch. It's the same module. The only thing that's different is the case. This one is a little bit more sculpted, a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more retro-futuristic, and a little bit less like a Casio. All right then, dimensions. Now, there are a couple of them that are variable, and there are a couple of them that I think are really interesting and open up some possibilities. Let's start with one of the variable ones. It is 37 mil across its widest point. I cannot call that the diameter dimension today because this one is certainly not circular. Again, 11.2 mil at its thickest point. Only 40 mil lug to lug though, which is really, really compact, but 20 mil lug width. Now, the supplied bracelet is just about serviceable, particularly if you don't have a lot of arm hair, but 20 mil lugs really opens it up to swapping out for leather, rubber, or a different bracelet if you so choose at some point in the future. Now, the weight as supplied here, I think, is another really interesting measurement. 98 grams. These are metal. This is not coated plastic like you'll get in an equivalently priced Casio. The whole watch has much more of a feeling of solidity as a consequence. Acrylic crystal covering the dial, covering the LED dial today, 50 meters of water resistance. Now the movement, I can't really tell you much about it. Armitron on their website just call it digital, so let's go with that. No clues as to the movement on the case back either, but it is pointing out that all stainless steel construction. Press on case back as well. Shouldn't be too hard to swap the battery in this one yourself when the time comes. Now, the time will come depending on how often you press that button. Very nicely finished case though for $70. Big step up on what you're getting from Casio in that kind of A158, A168 range for this money. Couple of kind of unsigned pushers there, and the only branding is the Armitron branding on the acrylic rather than on the case itself. Supplied bracelet is not really up to much, probably not all that much better than you would get from a Casio at this price. 20mm at the lugs, tapering down to 16 though at this kind of buckle arrangement. It is pressed, as you can see there. You can clearly see that all of those links are just press links. You know, it saves money, it saves weight, but it doesn't save your arm hair. The little fold-over clasp here is unsigned as well. All right, dial and hands. Well, I did say this particular section would be brief, so let's keep it that way. Now, this is your main button here. Press it once, and it will display the time. I've got it set for the current time. PM, because that's the AM PM indicator. Press it once more and it will give you the date of the month and the month of the year. Press it once more, it will give you a ticking seconds. If you hold down the reset button, it'll put it into set mode for you. 12-24 hour. I do actually like to keep my LED watches in 24-hour mode. I don't know why, it just seems a little bit more space age. There you go, 1833. Hold that one down again, put it back into set mode, cycle through 12-24, time set, date set, second set, year set, etc. That is your lot. Like I said, you don't really have to go too much beyond that initial diagram if you want to get familiar with this one. On wrist, it's a neat and tidy size and shape for my average 7-inch wrist, and because it weighs nearly 100 grams, it doesn't feel like it just came out of a Christmas cracker. This is kind of the right size for one of these LED watches. Armitron from 1975 on the dial there. This technology was prevalent and bloody expensive in the early 70s, and this is the kind of size of those watches. Now, the bracelet here, ooh, it's a bit of a hair nipper, not awful, but yeah, you probably want to be wearing this one tight if you are a little bit hirsute. Not so much, then go for it, wear it loose, but yeah, I would be wearing it tight as a consequence. Legibility is, as you have seen throughout, fantastic. Big, full-size red LEDs, much bigger than on just about any other LED watch that I have reviewed. Quite apart from the fact that this is one of the cheaper ones. And obviously that translates into fantastic after dark legibility as well. And the fact that the lights are red rather than a kind of white that you would normally get from an LCD digital watch means it doesn't tax the eyes. It's much easier and quicker to read a red dial after dark than it is a white dial. But even this little nugget does not escape the moans and niggles section. The bracelet is only just acceptable for use, and the hairier amongst you will probably be trying to swap that over for a mesh in short order. As with all LED watches, you wear them on one arm, but you need the other one to press the button to actually see what the time is. And would you really buy a Tetra for $70 US when you can buy a Griffey for just about half that price? $37 US. Yes, indeed, I think the Tetra's biggest problem is the fact that you can buy its very close sibling for about half of the money. The Griffey is a great watch. It's the same module, it's the same specs, it's got a metal case. It's actually available in a bunch of extra colours, different LED colours, compared to the Tetra, and it's about half of the price. I'm a big fan of LED watches. I've had one in my personal collection for the longest time. I've had Boulevards, I've had Gerlach Cosmonautas, LEDs, I had a Griffey, I now have this Hamilton PSR. So I can definitely see the appeal of these. This watch is $70, the Hamilton is almost 10 times the price of that one. I'm not sure there's a 10x gap between the two of them, but when the Griffey is half of the price of this one, I just struggle to recommend it. So there you have it, very much second verse, same as the first. It's pretty much a Griffey in a different suit. If you love the Griffey, then by all means go for one of these, but I struggle to recommend it at twice the price at the moment. Maybe hang on, I'm sure these will drop down to parity eventually. While you're here, why not check out my full review of the Griffey or my favourite LED watch, that Hamilton, which costs about 20 times as much as the Griffey does. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you over there.